Hello everyone, this is Matt over at milestonecapitalgrowthportfolio.com, and I wanted to take some time to go over the new SkyNet that we have just finished. It's pretty much out of control, has heat maps and everything else, but I wanted to go through and demonstrate the tools and what everything is doing real quick. Most of you have already seen this prior to us adding all these other new tabs here, but as you can see, we have the markets, the regular master scan, heat map puts, heat map calls, and heat map for traders. Traders are the high ATR traders that are a blast to work with, and then our indexes so we can keep an eye on things. So just by putting in any ticker here, we'll put in Apple and we'll get data. Okay, I know it's nice to see everything all in one. If you're a technician, it's very important to get all the information. So instead of bouncing around all over the place, it's an automated system. All you have to do is hit get data. We update it 3 times a day right now, and we will be updating it more than that as need be. But after it gets all of its data that it needs, it'll populate all the tabs down below. It's taking a few minutes here. Wonder why. All right, there we go. Took a little while, but still loading. We got one cell here loading. But actually, all it's doing is taking upper and lower um, Bollinger Bands and also getting you an extension from the upper to the lower. Simple moving averages, relative strength index, and this tells you if it's over or under the middle Bollinger Band. And you can see here this time frame is a short term and a longer term time frame, and you can see how Apple right now is under the middle Bollinger Band, and these are still over. So red and green will be the key colors here. Relative strength index right now is sitting down here. Okay, on the RSI 10, RSI 14, here's your ATR for Apple. Now, if there are any trades based on the relative strength index, if it's either overbought or oversold, this would automatically fill out on the time frame that it was overbought or oversold. So if I drop this down to 25, I'm sorry, let me raise this up to 35. So if I raise it up to 35, you can see it automatically fills out what your targets are. For the middle Bollinger Band target is going to be 122. It's going to take 3 30-minute intervals to get there, and then 3 hours to get this one. That's if I change my time frame. I could change this to 40 now, and you'll see how it fills. Let's see, let's go to 60. And if I went to 60 for a low range instead of the 3070, and you can change all these too, and you can add more time also to take care of all your planning. Okay, so you can put 2 or 3 in there. So and just as if we switch this over to, well, that's going to be, I'm trying to think. So Amazon will put in, because I know that's a little bit overbought, and you could see how the numbers are green for Apple, and just by changing to Amazon, you could see here how it comes up red and all overbought in the time frame. So anything over 70. Now this is a good signal to keep your eye on. Then you can plan your trade for what you're looking for, long term, short term, or whatever the case may be. If you're looking for a scalp, whatever the case may be, this will set you up with a 30-minute target, 60-minute target, and you can plan off of that. If you need 5 days, then you set it up for 5 days, and that'll be your daily here. So it'll give you 10 weeks to reach that target, whatever the case may be. But this is your full planning sheet, which is very, very, very important. When it's a different look at everything else, and then here are your short-term calls and long-term calls and puts and so on and so forth. Very nice. And middle Bollinger Band versus your upper and lower. So you can see this is the short term, and this is I'm sorry, this is let's see, this one's 15, 30, 60 daily, weekly, monthly, and this is a little bit shorter here. This is 15, 30, 60, and daily. Okay, so it's riding the upper Bollinger Band, as you can see here, and your lower Bollinger Band spread out pretty far. So that's it for the master planning sheet. Okay, and you can always go back and really manipulate this to fit your needs here to set up your trade plan. Moving into something it's very important is understanding the markets here and where they were. So we have different overlays for everything also. So you can put it on, pick a date, and you can see where the relative strength index, where the yes, the RSIs were yesterday, or if you want to pick, a week ago, it doesn't matter. The data is in here. We can pull it all the way back to that, and it'll just populate for you. And then to get rid of that, all you have to do, and because you want to understand where the market is, so if your VIX is down here and you're looking to get calls, guess what? You did really well, okay, in that amount of time frame. Same with the SPX. So it's really about planning, and that's what this does. It's strictly a planning program for you, so you have all kinds of stuff. Now, one thing we did do on this final cut here, this tab here, there's only a certain amount of tickers in here. It's about 183 right now, and those tickers are the best options. We went through all 3,350, and these options have moved the most, have the best ATRs, have other things also that had to fit a 3-month investigation, so to speak, by several of us, and that's what we came up with to be the most lucrative. So that's why that foundation is in here, and we do add and take away periodically, but we'll let you know that as we do that. Now on the master scan here, so on the master scan, you can create your own scan for any of these, okay? So all you have to do is highlight this column and then do all the sorting that you want to sort. We'll explain that to you as we move on in the training sessions once you get it. So the heat map for puts, it's real cool here. It's all identified by how your relative strength index, and you can see here this is a 15-minute column, and your RSI 10, RSI 14. Here's your 30 column, and so on and so forth. And you also have the ability to change this here. So this is your put. This is your puts. Basically the layout for the puts in the heat map. So these are all over 7, all overbought, okay? You can see Facebook's up there, Amazon's up there today. This was done at noontime, so it's a little bit different. Then we have a heat map for calls at the same time. Outstanding. And we do this 3 times a day for you. So your planning process is now just got down to nothing. All you have to do is say, okay, wow, cool, that's what I needed, okay? Heat map for the traders is the top 50 traders, the biggest movers in the market, okay, for options. So if you're trading options, these are the ones that are really, really fun to keep your eye on. And then heat map for indexes, just so you know what your indexes are doing, okay? So coming back to the markets real quick. I'm sorry, Matt. Let's go to the heat map puts. Okay, so in part, actually, let's use the heat map traders. Okay, so if there's something in here you want to stop managing, it's PCLN. If you put the number 1 or an X in any of these columns here, okay, we'll do Google, and Amazon, PCLN, and VRX. Why not? VRX will be fun too. Okay, so I put the number 1 or an X in this column here, and if I hit Get Tab, right? Okay, this is where it gets really cool for you. Okay, so now what's going to happen is we have all these opening up on the bottom right here. You're going to have your own planning tab, okay? So it's still working. It's just going to get a couple more. You can see PCLN is highlighted now. It's just loading the other 2 right now. You can see them turning blue, okay? These are all hyperlinked now. Once they fire up, see that Amazon fires up nice and blue, okay? And then the next one is going to open up VRX, and then you can see here all of our tabs have just populated down in the bottom, which is fantastic. So if you use these all the time and you're on here and you just hit PCLN, it's a hyperlink all the way over to PCLN. The whole thing is already filled out for you. Okay, and what's great about this, what it's doing. You can keep all your notes right here for PCLN, because PCLN's a fantastic trader and you want to know. So at lunchtime today, this is pretty much what the layout was for PCLN. But right now, every one of these, it's the same thing. You can go to VRX because we clicked it. Now you're going to always have VRX, and this data will always update for you as long as you click on the master. Okay, and so this way you can keep all your notes in here for the trade, and then you can, you're watching for something specific, then you can set it up in your chart alert system, and you already know by this plan here what your plan is going to be for that particular stock or company. All right, so this is just a quick overview of where we are now with SkyNet. SkyNet is the ultimate options planning tool. If you do not have this, you should have this. This is absolutely epic and has been very, very rewarding for us, and will, as we we grow into this, this will become more and more of a monster. Okay, and remember, you can overlay any of these if you want to look at Amazon from pre-earnings. We have all that information in there. So history versus the future is what we have for each of these. And if you're trying to trade options, you need to know all that. All right, make sure you get this if you'd like it. If not, don't bother. But you can email me at matt@milestonecgp.com, and I will give you all the information you need. Or if you have any questions on this, definitely swing by and let me know. All right. This is Matt over at Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio.com. Have yourself a great day.